A political debut shaking Tamil Nadu's two-party system as Access My India exit poll hints at a generational shift, projecting a massive surge for Vijay's TVK. The exit poll predicts the party could emerge as the single largest force in the 234-member assembly. If it's true, then Vijay's TVK will have the most striking poll debut results. If this holds, it signals a major disruption in the state's traditional two-party dominance. This projection puts the ruling DMK alliance in a tight spot, with Access My India estimating it at 92 to 110 seats, while the AIADMK is projected to lag behind with just 22 to 32 seats. Interesting figures coming in. Also, it's important to give the disclaimer at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, votes are votes. The results will always be known only on 4th. But this is a sense that we are getting from the exit polls that have emerged. We are trying to get you a poll of polls. The numbers point to a possible hung assembly and a significant breakthrough for a relatively new political entrant. The rise of TVK marks a shift in voter sentiment, with the party rapidly gaining traction across constituencies. From a newcomer to a potential kingmaker or even the leading force, TVK's performance could redefine Tamil Nadu politics. And no, this is not only about Tamil Nadu politics. If this does happen, it changes the dynamics of India's politics, because you would have somebody like Vijay, almost like a mainstream party, something that's not happened for a very long time. I think last that happened at this level would be possibly Arvind Kejriwal. However, other exit polls present a more conventional picture. Metri's projects a clear majority for the DMK alliance with 122 to 132 seats, while People's Pulse and P-Marquee also indicate a comfortable lead for the ruling front, placing it well above the halfway mark. Praja poll goes even further, predicting a landslide for the DMK alliance. On the other hand, JVC offers a contrasting view, projecting the AIADMK-led victory, highlighting the wide divergence across pollsters. Meanwhile, TVK's numbers vary sharply in these surveys, ranging from a modest presence to a significant challenger, underlying the uncertainty surrounding its actual impact. Well, 98 to 120 seats as per Access My India for TVK, with over 84% voter turnout, the highest in decades, and more than 5.7 crore voters participating. The high stakes remain very, very clear. Let's also just very quickly give you a sense of how the poll of polls for other states are as well. We will be looking into them as well, and we'll try to give you more details, just rushing you through what is emerging increasingly at this point. Well, when it comes to Bengal, TMC seems to be at around 142 of an average of poll of polls, while the BJP is around 145 across. In fact, if you look at the numbers that are on your screen, it's around 133 for TMC, plus for BJP at around 153, depending upon the poll of polls that are coming in, depending upon the exit polls that are emerging, the averages remain. This is not a very big margin. This is still not very big margin, but BJP really getting an edge. Chanakya is supposed to give in the polls shortly as well, in few hours from now. So all of these becoming very critical. You have the other states as well. Kerala, largely you're getting a lead for the UDF, even though it is a narrow margin of sorts. You have 59 for the LDF, that's the left-backed axis, and you have the UDF, which is the Congress-led front, at around 77. Again, not a very big margin, but nonetheless at 77, which is being given for this. Assam, you have almost all exit polls indicating a big lead for BJP. I'm being joined at this point by Nirmalaya Mukherjee, who's a senior journalist, George Kalivel, who's a senior journalist from Kerala as well, Kavita Muralidharan, a senior journalist from Tamil Nadu, and Preeti Priyadarshini should be joining us shortly. But, let's just go right now straight to Kavita Muralidharan at this point. Kavita, how would you look at this? I mean, largely it's indicating a win for the DMK. Largely, if you look at the averages of the poll of polls. But you have Axis, which is, you know, it has its own track record of whatever it is, giving Vijay quite a thumping seats. That's going to be huge.
That's astonishing, because I'll tell you, Sneha, what's happening in Tamil Nadu. People who've covered Tamil Nadu, journalists who write in Tamil, couple of them have done surveys in Tamil, and hands-on experience they've got for several decades, and they give only between 0 to 5 to Vijay's party,
I
to
see.
TVK. I'm completely flabbergasted by the number given by Access My India. It doesn't, I mean, what kind of, I'm really curious, how did they arrive at this number? What kind of parameters they had? So it totally beats me, but I don't think this is happening. I can understand if
If it does happen, Kavita, if it does
votes.
happen, you know, if Vijay would even get, say, 5 seats or 10 seats or 15 seats, which was, you know, 15% of votes or whatever, he still would be, you know, the quote-unquote Jana Nayagan, because that would have still been a decent debut. This would be unprecedented in Tamil Nadu politics.
Yes. See, I'm expecting Vijay to get anywhere between 15 to 20%, not beyond 20%. And even 15 to 20% for Vijay is a major thing.
Big deal.
For a newbie party, for a debut. And it's a big thing. Definitely, it's a big thing. So that, a couple of things. I think there is this, there is always this vacuum in Tamil Nadu. People wanted some alternative for both the Dravidian parties, for the DMK and the AIADMK. There is one section of people that is always looking for alternatives, and Vijay fits into this image. At one point, it's very also, I don't know, Vijay didn't do the kind of work that MGR did. Vijay is not as experienced, and you can see through.
Again, Kavita, this is the thing. You know, when MGR came in, he came in with experience. He came in with not being shy of interacting, of making his stand public, of media interactions. He did. TVK Vijay has not done any interviews. He has not done any media interactions. He has only done speeches at public rallies. Huge difference between MGR and Vijay in their standards and the way they have portrayed. Many would have said, and that's been the narrative, Vijay is a novice. He may not convert his fan following into votes. But again, just coming back to largely what these big poll of polls have been. Axis, of course, giving him a sweeping number. We'll have to see how much of that really sticks when it comes to the final of it. Nonetheless, even if the other numbers are to be seen, anywhere between 10 to 15 to 20 seats, some giving 18 to 20 seats, even those seats are going to be huge, considering many just wrote off Vijay despite his popularity on the ground.
Yes, no actor after MGR. I wouldn't add Jayalalitha to it, because Jayalalitha joined a party that was already established. She joined AIADMK. So I will not add Jayalalitha to that list. But no actor after MGR was able to pull this off. There were many people who tried. Vijay was the last person. Kamala Hassan was the last person. He had a legacy of his own, but he was not able to do it. So if Vijay is pulling it off, I'm very surprised. But something has changed in Tamil Nadu. That's what I would describe it as. Something is.
Well, I think that's an important line. Something has changed in Tamil Nadu. That's a very interesting point. Let me get in Mr. George at this point. We'll try and reconnect with Ms. Kavita as well. Mr. George, you're closely watching the LDF and the UDF. But Vijay's emergence, if at all, however it does happen, it's going to change the political landscape, and it's not going to be only for Tamil Nadu. That's one. We'll come to that in a bit. But sticking to Kerala, it's a narrow margin. Whether you are seeing 33-53, whether you are seeing 42-45, whatever the margin of difference really is, it's not a big margin. But no surprises.
Neha, what you said is very correct. There is no surprise, or it was expected. The exit poll results are almost the same in Assam and Kerala. Every exit poll says that UDF will coming back to the power. That means ending the 10-year-old rule by the LDF and Pinarayi Vijay. The funny thing is that majority of the new voters, huge majority, there are some exit polls says that the new voters under 19, majority, 51% voted for UDF and 37 only for LDF. That is a 12% minus from last elections. And from when you can check with the below 30 youngsters, they want a change. LDF lost almost 18% and they got only 33, but UDF came with 54%. That means the trend is very clear. The youngsters want a change.
Mr. George, let me interrupt you at this point. What you're saying is very interesting because the youth and the first-time voters have really been decisive. But here's the angle. For whatever happens in Kerala, the headline is going to be two. It's not going to be the Congress-led UDF one, which of course will be a headline itself. But the big takeaways that everybody is likely to talk about is one, the left being wiped out. Kerala is the bastion that is really holding on to. It got a historic 2, but it was coming that it would not be able to get a second. We really don't know. These are poll of polls. Voters have their own way, and many times these poll of polls have been proved wrong. But if at all the UDF is to win, the two big takeaways that everybody will be talk is about the left and is about the inroads of BJP. How do you really see that? Some of them even giving 4 seats. If that happens also, it's a big deal.
Yeah, definitely, because Kerala was the only left bastion left in India, the whole of India. After the rout in West Bengal and Tripura, left has got only hope was in Kerala.
Right.
Now, this time they are facing real challenges.
Right.
And for BJP, the takeaway is something big, the huge. If they make 3 to 10 seats or 3 to 6 seats, or it can be 0 also. But if they find at least 2 or 3 seats in Kerala Assembly, that will be a big beginning for BJP, like in West Bengal or in other states. And
it's going to be major. For many people, maybe 4 seats is not a big deal. It's going to be huge. To be able to win 4 seats, 3 seats, even 2 seats, it's going to be a big deal for BJP in Kerala that's been trying to break ground. It did manage to get 1 seat earlier, but even after that, it was out a duck. Very quickly to you, Nirmala Mukherjee, quite contrasting to what the challenge for BJP in Kerala is. West Bengal seems to be another story.
You see, Mamta is a little unlucky that she is facing her 4th term. Pinarayi Vijayan is on his 3rd term, Stalin on his 2nd, and Hemanta Biswa Sharma is on his 2nd. So Mamta's anti-incumbency factor is quite large. You will have to accept it. People do get stale and hackneyed, seeing the same face and same things. And the projects that she had worked out, they have very short life. Usually these freebies, they don't work more than 6 months or 1 year. So that is the reason Lakshmi Bhandar and Konyasri and all these things, people somehow are not satisfied in what is going on. And the third thing is that Mamta made a huge mistake when she dropped 74 of her sitting MLAs this time in the polls. So that itself created a lot of ruckus within the party.
Nirmala Mukherjee, here's where the trick is, Nirmala Mukherjee.
Yes.
Some may say that is the way to beat anti-incumbency because BJP has done that. BJP has successfully done that. Has,
yes.
Removed its multiple time MPs, MLAs, CMs, and has brought in new faces, brought in the new turn, and completely thwarted the anti-incumbency for that matter.
No, BJP, I'll tell you, BJP, I have always said on your channel, BJP is a party in waiting. BJP waits. They waited in Odisha, they waited in Delhi. For everywhere they wait.
And they have been waiting in Kerala for a very long time and acting and working very strong on the ground.
In Bengal, what we find today as the numbers, I don't know what the numbers will finally come out. But the TNC people only want that they are all proved wrong.
Okay.
Now, BJP, I'll tell you, BJP has a granular structure of working. This is very typical with BJP only. This granular structure is, they could not even cover the booths in the last election.
Okay.
There were about 78,000 booths. This time it is 80,000 booths.
All
now
right.
what they did, they could cover all these votes. The granular structure, the anti-incumbency, Hindu consolidation, and all taken together, and SIR, all effect together. Now that is putting Mamta in the backseat. Mamta was too confident that she can tackle everything.
Confident,
That is the
fierce, confrontational, going up right to Delhi. That's going to be something to really watch out for. But again, as I said, I don't think the margins are too big. You know, at the face of it may look, at least the poll.
You never know. I was saying about this. Mamta went up from 30 to 183. So that was a 6 times jump.
And
She
so
was
for
30.
BJP, in the past in West Bengal. So you never know.
Now,
That's true.
Now they are 70. They can cross 200. You never
True.
know.
True.
Because
Sir, I'm
Bengal-
totally out of time. I need to go to Mr. Preeti Priyadarshini, who's been very patiently waiting. Thank you so much. Ms. Preeti, you know, from the story of what's unfolding in Tamil Nadu, where BJP really may not really have a say with its with the AIADMK, as it seems at this point. Kerala, again, even if it manages a couple of seats, it's a big, big deal. Assam, possibly in the lead. We'll have to see. Sorry, West Bengal possibly in the lead. Assam, quite clear. Poll of polls giving a thumping lead for BJP. Expected.
Exactly, but yeah, we have to see that this entire opposition this time, when Gaurav Gogoi took the lead of APCC, he became the president, he became the main person to lead the entire poll this time from the forefront. It was very late. If you remember, it was just not even 1 year ago that he was given the presidentship of APCC, and even around that entire conversation, entire decision of bringing him as the president of Assam Pradesh Congress Committee, a lot of people inside the party revolted, and a lot of senior people were also, we have seen that they shifted to BJP and they were provided a ticket from the BJP, which also has done a great damage to the party. But yeah, I have to mention that I don't think, from the perspective, from the ground report, what has been seen, I don't think that Congress or alliance, opposition alliance as a whole this time was actually looking for a government change. What we have seen is that Gaurav Gogoi is trying to build a new troop of his, because the previous troop that he had, we have seen that there are allegations that they were working as agents for BJP, and just before the election, they shifted to BJP actually.
Right,
And
right. I just want to ask you one quick question, because it's important for Assam. You know, you have had a lot of issues, right from infiltrators, SIR, and so on and so forth. But there's one thing that played out also was the passport, the fake passport politics, as it were. Starting with what Himanta Biswa Sarma accused Gogoi of, to the counter from Gogoi. But do you think the way Gogoi played his cards with respect to how Himanta played fell pretty badly, considering how the court also responded, talking about dragging a woman who's not into politics also into it?
No, that was not impacting at all.
Okay.
And neither the Gaurav Gogoi Pakistan link nor the Riniki Bhuiya Sharma's allegedly false passport links, nothing actually impacted the voters, because they accepted it as, we can say, blame game of politics. And
Right.
somehow one person attacking and another person is also doing the counter attack.
It did not resonate with people and voters in Assam.
Things that impacted was employment generation by the government NDA, also along with that the schemes for the women voters and the young generation voters, they have impacted. And definitely this time vote sharing of the opposition is going to increase, but yeah, definitely not that much to make a government change.
All right, we're totally out of time, but thank you so much. This is going to be an interesting poll of polls. It's going to be a very interesting 4th May, as it were. As I always say, always take these with a pinch of salt. We've had cake on our face many times, and we'll have to see whether it happens again or not. But nonetheless, very interesting indications. And if what's expected is likely to happen, then the entire politics of not just that state, but states and the country, the opposition play, the centers play, all of it changes, the dynamics changes. Thank you so much for joining us. Nirmalaya Mukherjee, thank you. George Kaliveril, thank you so much. Kavita Muralidharan, thank you so much. And Preeti Priyadarshini, thank you so much.